Hello, I'm Tesla. I'm a 25-year-old in Texas with no children but one dog, and I share my financial journey on YouTube, which is primarily budget with me videos every paycheck that I have. And then at the end of the month, I compare what I budgeted to what I actually spent to see if I was on target or not. And then sometimes I do mid-month check-ins as well if it's a busy month. Thankfully, November actually was not that complicated or overwhelming, so I didn't feel the need to do a mid-month check-in after all, but I will do a November end of month after this video. I have $2,356.57 to work with. I'll start off with my investing. So I've got my usual 401k deduction from every check that's automatic, which is $300. But the new thing here and why my gross income looked a little bit higher is because my company switched health plans and I have started a health savings account, which is essentially another pre-tax retirement account that I can also use for medical expenses. But I intend to keep those funds invested and then just try to use cash up front for health expenses. And I have got it set up where it's going to take $160 out of each check for $320 a month. And then I try to, at least for the end of 2022, try to invest $650 per check for a total of $1,300 per month. So that left me $190 for my brokerages, which has already gone through because we're already a couple of days in and I've already started spending for December. For groceries, I've been planning 2 company events for a really long time. They are finally happening next week, and then that means everyone's going to come into town, and that means they cover my lunches and my dinners. So that's 1 week that I don't need to worry about feeding myself. I need to feed myself most of the second and third week, and then around Christmas, like my family will feed me. But then, like the last few days of Christmas up until New Year's, that's me again. Speaking of New Year's, I'm already thinking that I might want to do like a New Year's dinner or have some fancy cocktails or something. I'll put that in dining out, but like I'm not hosting this year or anything. So I've already done grocery shopping twice. So I had an order of $4.45 or 44.45 for basic groceries, but the pickup line at Walmart was so long. I was in line to even get into the pickup line spot. And honestly, by that point, I just went inside and I bought an array of Christmas cookies, which is this extra expense. So last week in November, I had bought Christmas cookie mixes so that way I could bake my own cookies. And then I also bought some pre-made cookies to decorate but not really eat because that stuff can get kind of messy and taste like cardboard because it's been sitting on manufacturer shelves for so long. But I thought while I am waiting for my actual cookies to bake, what if I make like a dessert board and I just munch on that while I'm waiting for my actual cookies to bake, and then like while I'm also decorating the pre-made stuff, like kind of like a charcuterie board, except it's just all desserts like laid out prettily. It's going to be way too much for me to eat on my own, especially because I'm more of a cake than a cookie person. So I'll probably bring leftovers of what I make if it's good. I'm not a good baker. It may turn out horribly. In fact, today I tried to make Ninja gingerbread cookies that they sold at Target, and oh my gosh, they look like sumo wrestlers. I don't know if it was me or the recipe or what, but they turned out burnt and nothing like what the box said they were going to look like. So that's why I had to buy extra. That's why I had to buy pre-made and stuff I'm going to make myself, because I knew there was a chance that stuff I make myself could not be relied upon. As far as like food and actual like nourishment, I don't expect to need very much. I don't want to spend more than $150 on this first pay period. I'm also going to restrain myself from buying more sweets, hopefully. I decided in November that the stuff I bought for like gingerbread houses and like those sprinkle decorating kits and whatever, I'm putting that into fun money rather than groceries, because even though it's technically edible, if I'm not baking it myself, I doubt I'm going to eat it, aside from the stuff that I put on the dessert board that's already included in groceries. Because when I just think about how long it's been sitting on the shelf, and then in the manufacturing warehouse before that, and then like think about it when you decorate and you've got everybody's hands touching all the little sprinkles and all the little decor pieces and the icing pipes, and like I don't know, it just doesn't feel sanitary to eat it once it's actually decorated. It just feels activity based. If I do go over in fun money, it'll probably be more festive kits, but I think I've got my fill for now. I didn't do many Christmas activities or festive decorating when I was younger, so that's why I feel like I'm going so much into it like now as an adult with more grown-up money. Okay, on to transportation. I have got to cover my insurance. That was $137.73. I think that for the first 2 weeks, I am going to need 3 half tanks. I feel like I'm going to be traveling a lot. I don't know what I'm going to get wrapped up in. But I think I'm going to be running around a lot because of family stuff. And then I am trying to squeeze in a Santa photo for Chip. So we couldn't get one in 2020 or 2021. So my most recent one was 2019, and I started looking, and everything this year is booked up. There were places I got photos for free, but it seems like everyone is making appointments instead of walk-ins now, and I feel so silly for not securing a spot earlier because A, I may now have to pay for a photo with Santa, and one place that I found that was free is like 40 miles away each way, and I fill up every half tank, and that's like $20 each, so I'm hoping that's going to be like $60. And I don't really like when things have like changed like this. I'd rather just round up to 200 and have some flexibility. I always stash $15 for personal care in case I get sick, which it seems like everybody is getting the flu these days. Oh, and when I went to Walmart yesterday, I also picked up a laundry basket because my previous one got ripped. And then I also got a phone wall plug. I only have one phone charger wire in my house, and it's in my bedroom, and it's not even attached to like a portable wall plug. I just have one electrical strip that everything in my room is plugged into. And it's annoying when I'm around my house and my phone is dying, but I still want to use it. Like, for example, if I'm in the kitchen and I'm trying to follow a recipe online, but my phone is dying, or when I want to listen to Christmas music when I was decorating my tree, but I couldn't because my phone had to be upstairs, or even when I'm just cleaning around the house and I want to listen to an audiobook and I can't because it's like cumbersome to carry a phone in one hand all the time. So I didn't buy an extra wire. I probably should have. I only bought the wall plug because at least it's easier to remove the wire than it would be to like remove the whole electrical strip. So surprisingly, that was only 677. So I don't know how that worked out, but on top of that, and I always say this, I want to hire housekeepers again. And if I had more money, like consistently, that would be the top of my wish list. Like, I would just get bi weekly cleanings. And if I were really, really rich, I would send out my laundry too. But it would be nice to have one deep cleaning as like a sort of refresh for the new year. My guess is whoever I find is going to charge me like $250, like $250. So I'm just going to put 300 in home care in case I find an air purifier that I like. I mentioned last time I was looking into buying one, but I want one that's actually like effective, and I just kind of want to do my research and see like what I'd be interested in first. And I may only do the cleaning like the very last part of December, the last week or so to really be close to the new year, but I want to sign it now just in case. Chip has a dental appointment this month. It is his first time going under in his whole 3-year-old life. My vet said like around 3 years old, that's when it should be time for like a professional cleaning every few years. He said it could be pretty pricey, like almost $582, which is gonna completely wipe out his savings fund for the vet. I am nervous about both the appointment and replenishing it. I am nervous because he seems quite healthy to me. They always say that about him. And I don't want them pulling any of his teeth unnecessarily just to jack up the price. I don't think they would do that, but I'm just nervous because obviously I'm not going to be in the room while they're doing the cleaning. And it's just procedure to put dogs like to sleep when they're like getting in there. Yeah, he's just never done anything like that before. He's only 15 pounds. It'll be okay, but I'll just pull that from the sinking fund. And then aside from his appointment, when I'll just pull when it's actually time to pay for it, I'm trying to get him a Santa photo, and I'm hoping it's not going to cost more than $20 if I even have to pay for it. And also, in his 2019 photo, he's not wearing a sweater, not anything festive, and this time I want him to. I don't know if I'm going to have him like wear an elf sweater or if he's just going to have to wear reindeer antlers, but I'm going to assign $20 for like some sort of outfit thing. And then the other day I got him some Christmas cookies because I was decorating cookies this morning and I didn't want him to feel left out, so I also got him his own dog cookies. I'm sorry if you hear him pitter-pattering around right now. And then I will move 1,500 from my month ahead fund to my bills. It might be more because, okay, well, Texas one day has been 50 degrees and then the next day it's been like 80 degrees. And I keep switching on the AC versus the heat and it's been all over the place. So my bills actually might be more than that if my electricity company is upset with me. But if it is more, I'll just pull more from this month ahead fund. In November, I had assigned $50 for dining out each pay period, which was $100 a month and actually pretty successful. Um, but December is for indulging. You can't convince me otherwise. Like, if I have to deal with the cold weather, being dark at 4 p.m., and giving me seasonal depression, I need something to make up for it. And if I can't stuff my face in the fall and winter, when can I do it? So I may not use all of it, and if I don't, then kudos to me, but I'm assigning $100 because if I want a steak in the middle of a random Wednesday afternoon, I think I deserve it. Merry Christmas to me. So appearance is actually expensive this pay period because I bought skincare from Osea in November, or it might be pronounced OC. I did the payment plan even though I could have paid for it up front. So I've got two payment installments in November. I think for the first half of the month it's just 144.71. And then yesterday at Walmart I also bought a purse. That line was long, y'all. By the time I got back to it, it was still like just waiting for a spot. It was crazy. So the reason for the purse is because I normally just carry my phone and my keys in my hands everywhere I go for maybe the past like year and a half. Um, I have a backpack, but not like an actual purse, and I've had too many close calls of forgetting my key in a shopping cart or placing it down somewhere. And obviously, it's just annoying to be out and about and never having more than one hand free. So I made the plunge and I bought a really small one for 17, which was actually still more expensive than what I was hoping for since it's so small, but it does fit everything I need, like phone, key, hand sanitizer, and then like glasses if I need them. And then in maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know if it'll be this pay period or next pay period, but I am going to need to get my face threaded again. That costs $28. And then I still need some warmer clothes like socks, sweaters, warm tights because it's not December in Texas that's bad, it's January that's bad. And I need to start preparing for that. Hopefully, I can get something good at a thrift store. Oh, what if I want a New Year's outfit? No, no, that would be too much. Anyway, okay, so I think whether it's something new or used, $40 should be able to get like at least one or two things. Okay, again, I don't like the 129.71. I'm gonna put 133. So last night I went to a light park, which is just where you drive through different like lights, Christmas lights, and they time the lights to like music and everything, so it's kind of like a little light show. That was 33.56. I also want to see Wakanda Forever, and if I get popcorn, that'll probably be like $17. I also want to buy a play ticket for a show that's in February, and it's interesting because that theater has a pay what you want policy. Their website says I could pay $10 if I wanted to, but they suggest 35 and then 75 would actually help to make up the cost to cover the show. As much as I would love to contribute $75, that is like a lot for me right now. So I'm going to go with their 35 recommendation, plus there's a $2 like online ticket fee, so that's 37. And then what if I want to go to another poetry night or something? Something else in the meantime. I don't want to spend more than 100 though. Let's just keep this an even 100. Okay. I've already started with giving. I got my mom gravity dog feeders because currently she uses her own bowls for their food and water and then she refills them every day. So I'm hoping the 25.50 for that makes her life a little easier, especially because whenever she goes out on trips or sometimes she'll dog sit my dog, I want the peace of mind they are not going to run out of anything. She may not like them though, to be honest. Like, she is not the type of person to pretend to like a gift. She will tell you if you should just return the gift, or she'll tell you, but I'll just give it away to someone else. So we'll see how it is received. And then I always try to give $25 away to those in need per paycheck. And then I want the opportunity to pay for a friend's or relative's meals or entertainment if I want to, or just buy them something a little extra for Christmas, which is what I did. I paid for a light show and then a small gift for someone else. And then I think my nephew has a school bake sale, and I want to contribute to that too. So, like, I think, like, honestly, okay, so if I do 110, then that gives me like $51 of flexibility. I think it'll be okay for the first 2 weeks. Maybe I'll need to add more for the last 2 weeks. Lending, someone paid me back $515. I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I probably will put it somewhere in savings. But I'll go through my expenses first. Subscriptions once 113.41. I'm not going to go above that because that's the exact amount I need for Pandora, phone storage, and then my YNAB renewal kicks in this month. I'm not sure if this is before or after tax. I think this is after tax though, so that should be 105.02. And then I just feel like it's going to be an expensive month. I feel like random stuff is going to pop up. I feel like I'm going to have problems with impulse control. I probably shouldn't say that, right? I probably shouldn't speak that into the universe, but I feel like that's just true. And then Ren Fair, I can hide this once I do my November mid-month wrap-up. So that leaves me with 358.39. So guess what? That goes back into the month ahead fund. So that way my second check is not so totally drained. And I only have to replace $1,141.61. Let's see if my credit card needs anything. It's saying that I need to add 86.24, but I wonder if I just move my chip fund up ahead first, if that will change it. No, that covers it. Oh, but that didn't. I wanted him to have an extra 50. Okay, so good thing I moved that money now. And I'm gonna pull it from lending. And then I'll move 86.24 from the money I got back into paying my credit card. And so then that leaves me with 402.18. And I'll just go ahead and move that back into my month ahead fund. And then my second check, I only need to dedicate $739.43, which means I think I'll actually be able to save some money this month if I don't get too tempted to buy people gifts. So I'm going to take all these numbers that I've budgeted here and I'm going to put them in my budget by paycheck worksheet that I got off of Etsy. And that way at the end of the month, I can try to hold myself accountable. Oh, and something else that I almost forgot about is that I wasn't able to renew my yoga membership last month because I was not in town, but they said they would still honor it for me. My yoga thing is going to come in this month, and then I'll only have $17.46 left for my memberships. But it's pulling from money I already had, so I didn't need to pull it from ready to assign. And then as far as my net worth for December 4th, 2022, I realized last time it was higher than it should have been because I was including my parents' RV fund. If you don't know, my parents got evicted from their home of 8 years. And we did some fundraising and saving money for them. And they're in a temporary living situation, and we'll use that RV fund hopefully to get them like a stable living situation once we have enough saved up for the down payment, if they let me make up the rest of the funds for it. They're kind of weird about accepting money from me, but anyway, I'm just holding that money for them, but I shouldn't include it in my net worth because like even though it's in my bank account, it's their money. So that's why I realized that my net worth was higher than it should have been. So a correct estimate now is negative $5,592.55 if you count my home only as a liability because it costs me money and not makes me money so far. But yeah, that is that. I hope you had a really lovely November and were able to spend time with people that you care about. And I'm excited. I'm feeling good for December. I hope everything is well with you and happy holidays. And I will see you in my November wrap up.